Rabbeinu said, it appears that the Gehenom is here. Rabbeinu said, it appears that the Gehenom is here. We heaven, we believe that it exists. Hell, we never found it. This world, we never found it. Olam hazeh, the people say, Olam hazeh, this world, let's enjoy this world. The Rabbeinu said, I never found it. I looked for it, never found it. Like Shlomo Melech is saying, I tested everything. Tried everything. Couldn't find it. Nothing. What's the benefit? In the end, everything is going down. No benefit. In all of the ta'avot, in all of the desires, what's the benefit in the end? You're eating something so delicious, you're flushing it in the end. Tachlis. Everything. What are you doing with it? Which satisfaction? What? Satisfaction of ni'uf and horrible things like that. It's even the worst. People going hating themselves, and women cry at night on their pillows, crying and crying and crying, and people regret all of their lives on those, so to speak, satisfaction on those avonot. People want to kill themselves for mistakes like those. Cannot bear themselves, cannot smell themselves, cannot look at themselves because of those avonot. For 5 minutes of imagination satisfaction, people hate themselves for the rest of their lives. They cannot find a zivuv, they cannot find shlom bayit, they can never have shlom bayit. They're not deep tshuva, very hard tshuva, a very deep tshuva. So which satisfaction is it? So Rabbeinu said, this world, you can never find it. I couldn't find it. Rabbeinu said, even the richest people and the most successful people, if you're going to look deep in rooms that are in where you're going to see that they're full with troubles, full with sickness and frustrations and sadness. This world does not exist. So Rabbeinu says, so it's appeared that this is hell. It's appeared that this is hell. You know, Rav Shalom once said something amazing. How we're saying in Tfilat Shmona Esrei, Slach lanu avinu ki chatanu. Forgive us, Father, because we sinned. Mechal lanu malkenu ki pashanu. Forgive us, our King, because we made a crime, because we sinned. So Rav Shalom asked, can it be that you're asking from someone to forgive you because you sinned? I sinned. Can you forgive me? Say to him, I made tshuva, so forgive me. I'm willing to pay back, so forgive me. How can you say to a person, to Borei Olam, forgive me, Father, because I sinned? Because I sinned, you need to punish. You need to punish because I sinned. You don't need to forgive because I sinned. So Rav Shalom explained. He said, after a person is sinning in this world, immediately he feels suffer. He suffers from the sin itself. The sin itself makes you suffer. You don't like it. You're doing it, but you feel that you have to, and you don't like it. Immediately you feel filthy and you hate yourself. So suffering, what we learned about suffering? That they are purifying you. Yitzurim mechaprim. By suffering, it purified you. So a person now, he is sinning, and while he is sinning, it's purifying him. How can it be? So it means that he's not sinning. What? That act, it wasn't a sin? Now he done something wrong. It's not a sin? No, you're suffering, so it's purifying you. How can it be? Rav Shalom said, because this is not the sin. This is the punishment. The fact that you see in the physical world that you're sinning, this is the punishment for the earlier sin that you had before. What is that sin? That you forgot Hashem. You forgot Hashem. So now Borei Olam is saying to you, alright, so go in the path that the person wants to walk into, leading him into that path. Alright. You don't love me, you don't want to be with me? Alright, go ahead, enjoy life. And this is where you're falling. So that falling, this is the kapara. This is the forgiveness. You're suffering, this is the forgiveness. Slach lanu avinu ki chatanu. Forgive us, Father, because we already sinned. This is it. We understood, we're wrong. If you found yourself sinning, this is it. You wake up in tshuva. This is the end of the falling. Where are you going to fall more? This is it. You sinned. You have something else to fall into. This is it. You sin. This is the end. This is bottom line. This is the lowest place. You sin. So now the forgiveness can start. Why? Because now you're humble. Now you're low. Now Borei Olam, you understand that you need him. Now you recognize your need in Borei Olam because you saw you sin. This is the wisdom. The avon is to be far from Hashem. The sin is to feel that you're something, to be reality. This is the sin. The sin of ga'ava, this is the roots of all sins. The ga'ava, to want to be something, to be successful. So it's imagination. It's my imaginations. It's each and every one of us imaginations. It's the imagination of every person that haven't break the body totally. That haven't went out totally from all of the lusts, from all of the stupid lusts. That's only selfish will. Want satisfaction, want for himself. In any way. So now you're more delicate, you want your food desire, it's only for kosher food. Alright. So now you put your desire, your lust in your house with your wife. Say, alright, so it doesn't make it better. You think that you made it kosher, but it's not kosher at all. It's contaminating you. The fact that you have a desire, it's contaminating you. The sin itself is going to purify you. You're going to learn your humility from it. This is why Rav Shalom said that the word Yetzer Hara, the word Me'od, very much, it's the best thing that Ba'olam gave us. It's the Yetzer Hara, that He gave us Yetzer Hara. This is the gift. This world, it's a gift for us. Only in this world we can do tshuva, because we feel the distance from Hashem, so you can ask from Hashem to come back, to be with you. Before, when we were in Neshamot, in heaven, with Hashem Yisbarach, we never felt the lacking. We never felt that we need Hashem. We loved Hashem. We say thank you. You're eating, you're drinking, you have everything. You say, Baruch Hashem, thank you Hashem. You don't feel the importance of Hashem. To recognize the greatness of Hashem Yisbarach. It's only when you feel the lacking, then you can understand how important is the light, how important is Hashem. Only when you feel the lacking. If you're always going to have everything, this is when you see people that are grown in houses, very rich houses, they don't they cannot value nothing. Money, it's nothing for them. To work, it's nothing. It's all disgrace for them. Clothes, they ruin their clothes. They don't appreciate nothing because everything went easy. This is why it's very good also for people, bachelors, that they haven't been married. It's great for your Shalom Bayit. You don't understand it yet. But it's great. This is the best thing that ever happened to your Shalom Bayit. That it took you 5 or 10 or 15 years not to get married. This is the best gift that Ba'olam gave you for your Shalom Bayit. To have educated, wonderful, angel kids. Because now you're humble. You're going to appreciate your wife. She's going to be important to you. You're not going to feel that that is the wife, that she's so lucky that she met me. You're never going to have that stupid thoughts that people have. People that married very fast and they have their parnasah very fast and done tshuva and immediately they become to be talmidei chachamim, genius, and everything is open and they're going 3 times a year to Uman and they're very close to Harav and everything is great in their van, minivan. They're very far from Hashem because they think that it's them. They have Yetzer Hara. Why? You cannot even blame them. They have Yetzer Hara. Ba'olam created them with Yetzer Hara, and the Yetzer Hara, he's got a lot to hold, a lot to grab. He's holding their car, he's holding their success, he's holding everything. They have what to hold. They have a holding place, a lot of place to hold. So he's holding. They have a lot of success. But people that are suffering, people that understand humility, that they're nothing, that they're worthless without Hashem, like David HaMelech. David HaMelech, when they took him from being a shepherd, that he was sleeping with the animals in the same place. He was like a prisoner in the deer, how you say that in English? In the pen?
It is pen.
In the pen. He never thought that something wonderful, something amazing happened to him, that he was important now to be a king. Who wouldn't be arrogant? Who wouldn't be proud? From being a shepherd, in the second day you become to be the king of Am Yisrael. You can promise the eternal kingdom for always. Comes to be Mashiach. Who would not be arrogant from such a success in one moment? That he took that stone and thrown it. It was his success. He done it all with his hands. So you can say, I'm so talented, and I'm, I said salaf, I'm a sniper, I'm this, I'm that. He's got a lot to hold on to himself, to להחזיק מעצמו, to think that he's important. All of the women were singing to David HaMelech, חיכה לאלפיו. So he's very important, he's got a lot to be proud of. Why he didn't fail in being arrogant? Because when he was going with those stones to throw them on Goliath, he was davening to Borei Olam. Borei Olam, please help me. He saw that he is midget, Gamad? Midget. He saw that he's so small compared to Goliath. A giant, he the size of a mountain. Everyone was afraid of him. He was roaring, Am Yisrael was running. Just screaming, Am Yisrael were shaking. Throwing their swords and everything, they were shaking. And he, who is he? But what the thing was that he cared about was the honor of Hashem Yitbarach. He couldn't hear the Goliath, that giant, cursing Hashem Yitbarach, so he begged to Borei Olam, please, Borei Olam, for your name, for your honor, please. He was begging. That begging. So when he was davening so much before, he saw that the success is not in his hand. He saw that the success is going to be depend only in HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So when the success came, it didn't fool him. It didn't let him even think for 1 second that it was his success, because he was davening before. So this is why from all of our fallings, from all of our lackings, if we're going to transfer them to prayers, it's going to be our success. This is going to be our success, that you're davening a lot. You're building vessels. The Rav Stavsky, one of the biggest tzaddikim, the Rav Stavsky, he was also related to Rav Yehuda Zev Lebovich. One of the students asked him, told him, who from all of the students that were related to Rav Yehuda Zev Lebovich achieved the most? Achieved the most from Rav Yehuda Zev Lebovich. Rav Stavsky answered to them, Rav Shalom Arush. They asked him why he achieved more. He said because he came with a lot of vessels. He came to Rav Lebovich after years on years of prayers and tshuva and hidbodedut, being far from his rabbi, even that his rabbi is Rav Berlan, they were very far and they're still very far. Huge distance. There is a chomash lishit, a very thick wall, the third wall, very thick wall that is separating between them. Very hard. 2 yeshivot, different students, a lot of balagan, a lot of contradictions all of the years separated him from his rabbi. A lot of things that we're not even allowed to think and to talk about. A lot of things. That he was living alone, Arav. Alone and davening and doing tshuva. Like he said a few days ago to the journalist that I told you, that he told him about the book Garden of Peace. He told him, I had a very hard shalom bayit. Very hard shalom bayit. This is why I was doing a lot of tshuva. This is why I was doing a lot of tshuva. Hard shalom bayit, doing tshuva. Hard shalom bayit, people separate, people divorce. People scream at their wives, people argue. No. He took it to prayers, he took it to tshuva, to see his lackings. And you know what? He was asking and begging from Borei Olam to give his wife self-confidence, that she's going to rebuke him more. He said, if you marry a wife and you're not ready to receive insultings and rebukes from her, so why you married her at all? Why you married her? For to satisfy your desires, chas shalom, your lusts? For sure you're not going to have shalom bayit. Shalom bayit, the house, it's only that you're going to work on your midot, that you're going to be a human being, that you're going to start working on your midot, to wake up, to see you're lacking, to see that you're also a female and you need to be a man, that you need to be a man, that you need to be a mashpia, that you need to help, that you need to carry, that you need to bring the parnasah, that you need to make her happy, that you need to honor her. To honor her, what it means to dress her, to give her clothes, to cover her. This is Rabbi Yochanan kara lemaneh mechabdute. Rabbi Yochanan said that the clothes, this is the honor. For your desires, chas v'shalom. Only to honor. To want her to be modest, to want her to be happy, to be satisfied. That the kid's going to succeed. They cannot succeed without you. Without you sitting and learning with them pages of Gemara and reading stories, bedtime stories to them. They're never going to succeed if they would not have a father in the house. How are they going to succeed? You want to be a tzaddik now, so you kill your kids. They are your sacrifices to Hashem Yitbarach. This is what you're sacrificing. If you're going to have kids like Yitzchak, you can sacrifice them if they want to be sacrificed. But they don't want it. You cannot sacrifice them. You're not allowed. You don't have that kind of Yitzchak. You have Itzik in your house. It's a different one. It's not the same Yitzchak. It's not the same one. So you're not allowed to sacrifice them. This is your job as a father. To wake up, to see your obligation, to see what B'Olam wants from you. B'Olam wants you to dedicate, to cut from yourself, cut from your time of your limud, cut from your time of your prayers, cut from the time of your tshuva. And then you're going to see, oh, I have only 1 hour a day. I cannot do 2 hours. I have to do a very good, strong 1 hour, because this is what I have. So you're going to concentrate in your tshuva. And you have only 2 hours to learn a day. You're going to focus in your 2 hours, and you're not going to spread 2 hours of limud on 8 hours like we are doing every day. Playing for 8 hours. Yeah, sorry. We need to sweat when we're learning Torah. We need to sweat when we're learning Torah. The Chazon Ish, when he was learning, one time they heard a very strong noise from his cabin, from his room. They opened the door, they saw him lying on the floor. They helped him to stand up, to sit on his bed. They asked him what happened. He said, I thought that I'm measuring right the power that I put in the limud, that I'm going to have enough power to walk from the stand there to fall to the bed. But I wasn't measuring it right, and I fell before I reached the bed. This is the Chazon Ish. You think you become to be a Chazon Ish without that? Without sweating? Sweating, giving all of your powers in the Limud Torah. It's not a rebuke at all. It's just that we're going to wake up to find ourselves really learning, to find ourselves davening, to find ourselves putting our effort in Shlom Bayit, to putting the main effort in our life in looking for Hashem Yitbarach in our lives. Hashem, where are you? Ayeh mekom kvodo la'aritzot, to admire Him. Where are you that I'm going to be able to admire you? That I'm going to see you, that I'm going to love you. That I'm going to see that it's you that are stopping me, and thank you for stopping me. Thank you for blocking me. Thank you for saving me from being a Talmid Chacham. Thank you for saving me from being a millionaire. Thank you for saving me from all of the things that I imagine that I need. It's my imagination, it's my Yetzer Hara that want me to run after nonsense, after shtuyot, after things that are not important at all. There was one tzaddik that asked the students to bury him with his hands bare outside from the grave, that everyone going to see that he's cannot hold nothing, nothing with his hands outside. Yo. He was a rich millionaire. It's nothing. What is it?
Without his pocket.
Rabbi, you cannot. It's tachrechim. There's no pocket in the tachrechim. Sorry to disappoint you.
No, I thought maybe he was
no pockets.
Clever and he put pockets in the top with him.
No. It was very clever. It was Rabbi that said, Rabbi Yehuda Nasi that said, he never enjoyed even with the smallest finger from this world. He was so rich we can never imagine. He was so rich. He never enjoyed the world from nothing. All for Hashem. You're allowed to eat, you're allowed to sleep, you're allowed to do whatever you want to do, but do it with the thoughts that you're doing it for Hashem. Not to forget Hashem because you have food now. Not to forget Hashem because you're learning now, and now you are learning. It's nonsense. You're not learning. This is what we're saying. I told you that once. A wonderful chidush. And we're saying, you are the one that is giving us the da'at, the wisdom. And then we're saying, chonenu meitcha, please give us from you chokhmah bina v'da'at, the wisdom. So why we're saying chonenu meitcha? Give it us from you, chonenu meitcha. When we said chonenu, so it's from you already. We said chonenu, give it to us. Why you should say chonenu meitcha? Give it to us from you, meitcha. That we will not forget that it's coming from you. That we're going to remember chonenu meitcha, that we're going to know that it's coming from you. If I'm going to receive a wisdom and I'm going to think that it's my wisdom, it's not wisdom, it's my stupidity. That I'm thinking that I'm reality, I forgot Hashem. Which wisdom is it? But if you remember that it's Hashem, Chonenu Meitcha, that it's coming from you, give us that Meitcha, that it's from you. Give us that knowledge that it's from you. Then it is Chokhmah, Binah, Vadat. This is the bracha. This is the blessing. This is the wisdom. This is that Kanita. If you bought that wisdom, Machasarta. Which lacking? What do you lack of? You're not lacking nothing. You have it all. You have Hashem. You have Hashem. Told you that the Rav said about Yosef HaTzadik. He was so happy. I asked him, Rav, what was the reason that he was happy? I understand he was happy. Rashi is saying that he was happy, but what's the reason that he was happy? Rav Shalom told me, because he had Hashem. He knew that it's all from Hashem. This was his happiness. To be happy, you don't need to be rich, you don't need to be married, you don't need to have kids, you don't have to have no success. Just need to, V'anochi esmach b'Hashem. You're going to be happy with Hashem. You have Hashem, you're going to be happy. You don't have Hashem, it doesn't important what you're going to have, you're not going to find happiness. Happiness, it's only a simcha b'imono, when you live in his house, in the house of Hashem. שבתי בבית השם כל ימי חיי. Thank you very much, Rabbi Isai. Thank you very much.